Yeah, man, I feel like I'm playing Mozart to a cow when I play out here. Okay, first hand of the session here, we look down at the Ace Jack suited and open it up to $10. And then this guy in the cutoff, three bets to 22. What? I mean, maybe I should be a little bit more alarm bells because, I mean, that size is basically the rule of thumb is that when someone three bets to a size that's like non-standard, like either way too big or way too small, that's usually a nutted hand. Um, Anyway, big blind here cold calls, and now I mean I could go off that tell and like just call, but like I mean when big blind cold calls, I think it's enough dead money that I can just play a lot of four bets here. So I do decide to four bet up to $50 here. Uh, hmm. And then yeah, I'm not sure about that. Because I'm suited, I could just flick it in and like play more of an implied odds game. With ace jack offsuit, I think it's more of a four better fold. But yeah, we do the four bet just because that big blind dead money is just so juicy. So we find the four bet here, and then cut off moves all in. So we get blown off our equity, which kind of sucks. We're gonna have to let this one go. So cut off jams here for 300, and now big blind says Gambo and flicks it in here with pocket sixes.
Gamble.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I knew you had ace king.
So I think we're in a good game. Okay, there is another vlogger at the table, and in this hand, this other vlogger opens up to $10 from MP, and cutoff is a nit. He calls, and I'm on the button here with pocket eights. So I mean, we could flat here if we wanted, but you know, whenever cutoff calls, it creates some nice squeezing opportunities, and I really like to deny these nits their equity. It's just a personal goal of mine is to deny the nits their equity. So yeah, we juice it up here to $40, and he thinks about it and calls, and then cutoff folds. Flop is queen 10-4 flush draw here. He checks. We fire a little third pot here. He check calls. Turn is the three of clubs. He checks. And I don't really think there's much function here for a double barrel. I think this functions much better as a check back and like maybe hero call the river or go for a check line here and maybe win against ace high. We don't really have any properties to double barrel here, and we have definitely worse showdown hands to bluff with. So we check this one back. And the river is the 8 of hearts. So we river a set in a very disguised set at that. And now villain bets 80 here on the river. And I mean, yeah, he might have queens or tens here for a bigger set, but I mean, this isn't even remotely thin. We just move all in here. And he thinks about it for a minute and does make the call here with pocket jacks.
I want to see it.
He pays us off. And so that's, you know, he runs a good vlog.
Can I straddle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look.
You look.
You look. You can't straddle.
$5. If you want to give them up, I need them.
$10.
You ready?
What?
You can't.
Well, I put in
What the
5.
hell's going on?
Yeah, I put in 5.
Lawless.
I put in 5. I don't know if you want to make it 10.
It's weird because it's
Oh.
angling. It's weird. It's weird because it's an angle.
No.
No,
I was trying to
I
make
don't
a
know what he's
big
doing.
pot. $5 is nothing.
$5.
Yeah, I understand.
I will never shoot an angle for $5.
You'll never what?
Or not even 400.
We got to start somewhere.
You'll never what?
What are you saying?
He's saying I'm shooting angles.
You are shooting?
That's what he said.
Yeah, just caught in the act. That's all.
Good. I'm glad you feel that way.
All three hands, please, dealer.
I'm shooting angles with 8-9. Yeah.
Kinda, he
Yeah.
says that he was in a poker hospital.
What does that have to do with the chat?
This guy's reverse angling.
This guy's telling me turn around and catch it last year.
That's a reverse angle. That's even
You gonna
worse.
put that on your fucking blog?
I just ordered a cup of hot water here.
You can't learn nothing from this guy. I mean, he can just be saying whatever he wants to say, but you can learn. How about your handle? What does it say? What does your handle say?
My handle?
Hendon no.
Oh, Hendon Mob.
Yeah. What does it say?
Oh, it's very small.
Oh, just like a dick.
In middle position here, limps in. Definitely a fish maneuver there. We're in the hijack with 7-8 suited. We're definitely raising this one.
15.
We make it 15. Small blind just sat down. He's gonna flick in the call here. He definitely looks like a fishy profile. So I expect him to be flatting a lot of hands that he should be 3-betting. Also flatting a lot of hands that he should be folding. And then, so, you know, probably a lot of dust in there. And then the guy in middle position calls as well. So we go 3 ways to the flop. Flop is ace, jack, 7, 2-tone. They both check. And here, you know, any ace-high board multi-way in position like this, I mean, even out of position, but I like to just fire a small c-bet here. I just think you're going to really peel these guys apart here. And frequently we'll buy ourselves a free river card when we bet small and just check back the turn unimproved. And I just think, especially versus a passive profile like this guy who's flatting out of the small blind with hands he shouldn't, they are not going to check raise anywhere near enough. And same thing with this other limper. So we'll definitely just take control of the hand against these weaker players. So we fire a quarter pot here. Small blind calls and the limper call. So, you know, there's a lot of hands they could have at this point. It's not really worth ranging them just yet. I mean, any pair, any draw, whatever. Turn comes a 7 of spades. So now there's 2 flush draws out there. And we turn trips. So that's kind of gin for us. They both check. And here, the great thing about this card as well is that if someone was playing like a weak ace, like an ace 4, ace 5, their kicker just got counterfeit. So now they don't have to worry about being out kicked with a low ace. And since it's so dynamic and so many draws out there, it's a pretty good spot to size up here. Multi-way, I generally don't want to go bigger than half pot, so that's going to be my largest size here. So we do fire half pot here for 42. Small blind, the fishy guy calls again, and middle position calls again. So at this point, I'm tentatively ranging them on, I think small blind's most likely holding his ace-x. And middle position could have, I mean, he could have an ace, but I think he has a lot of draws, just because he keeps getting those good odds. Okay, now on the river comes the Queen of Diamonds, which is a really good card for us, because neither of the flush draws complete. The only draw that gets there is King 10, which it doesn't really seem like very likely that either of these players have King 10 the way this actually went down. Unless it's specifically like King 10 of spades, I suppose would be the only one. Maybe. But, you know, we're still gonna value bet all the way home. So they both check to us. And with about 200 in the pot here, we want to make a larger bet. So we go for 130. Just get called by any ace, I'm pretty sure. Small blind here, hims and haws, flicks it in. You know, I don't know what he's thinking about. He's never going to fold an ace. He can pretend like he is. I don't know what the point is. And then MP folds. We show the 7 and scoop it up. Okay, in this one, Eddie the Vlogger opens up from early position. He's been wailing quite a bit.
It's like $10.
He could have a really wide range here. And we look down from the hijack here with pocket tens. So he opened up to 15 over a straddle there. So we're gonna 3-bet here to $40. Pure value 4-bet. And now this guy in the cutoff, who's been playing relatively snug, he decides to put in the cold 4-bet to 115 off of a $300 stack. And
40.
I mean, that has got to be one of the strongest maneuvers you can do in live poker. Of course, the one thing to keep in mind in this situation is that because Eddie's a whale and I'm 3-betting the whale, you can get into some dynamics here where cutoff could be 4-betting light because he thinks that I'm 3-betting light. The thing is, when they have a $300 stack, they wouldn't 4-bet to 115 in that scenario. If they're a thinking player like that, they're going to 4-bet to 80. That's okay, that's just what it's going to be. If it's 115, they're not thinking that way, and it's going to be strong.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's just so nutted.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, the guy in the straddle here, who's a really big fish, he cold calls, and then folds back to us. Now we actually have a really interesting spot, because even if we do think the cutoff is relatively nutted here,
Probably should.
like let's just say,
You should
I mean against aces and kings we don't have the equity, but let's say he has like queens plus ace king. If I were to 5-bet jam it all in here, and then cutoff call, let's say cutoff always calls for that range, and then the straddle folds, we're basically getting like an extra $130, $140 in overlay. So that would mean I basically only need to think my hand is good like maybe a third or 40% of the time. And against a range of queens plus ace king, we actually do have the equity because of the overlay. The issue here is that I happen to think he just is a little bit stronger than that. So we are going to make a snug fold here. So we let the 10s go. And we're going to see this hand get to showdown, and let's see what hands they have. It looks like cutoff here ended up having pocket kings, and the straddle had ace-7 suited. So, you know, a good disciplined fold. You got to make some nice folds here to stay in the game. It's a good spot to let a good hand go.